I guess. Happy New Year to whoever's watching and listening to this. Yes. This is a holiday edition of Before the Punchline Comedy Podcast, episode 11, if I'm not mistaken.
11? Yeah. No, it should have been 10, man.
Yeah, but I fucked that up with my drunk-ass episode doing solo.
Yeah. Well, you were drunk when you did your solo.
I was drinking rum and cola.
That sounded so dirty.
Yeah, it did.
I'm only drunk when I go solo.
Oh, yes, I do. Well, anyway, so we're doing something special for this one because not only is this the holiday episode, a year in review episode, as it will be called, very like... Year in review.
What did you just do? Very like, is that how you do after you finish?
Yeah, exactly.
That was...
yeah.
Now get out.
Yeah, not only that, but we're also actually doing something special because we are recording the video as well for the first time. All that time that we've been doing this, we're recording actually the video, and I will be posting the video on YouTube. As well. May
I suggest to other websites? No naming websites. Just,
let's just say that it is much easier to get monetization on some particular websites other than YouTube.
Two men, one podcast, yeah?
Yeah, 2 men, 1 podcast. A Russian and an Arab.
The interracial 2 men, 1 podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me that's not like at least 10 views.
I think it will be like 10,000 views probably. not even 10 views.
And they're all from my family having some dirt on me to beat me with that,
Exactly, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it's going to be. But anyway, so the reason why we are actually here is because we have nothing else to do.
What I do? I have to go play World of Warcraft, man. I have to go farm stuff and grind stuff.
That's your newly refounded passion or refound
Not
passion
at all, man.
or whatever.
It's so funny that it's so weird. So I wanted to quit smoking shisha.
Yeah.
Okay. And the funny thing, and then I found out that all of my friends who like from Jordan, who like one guy is in Italy, one guy is in Egypt, one guy is in like Saudi Arabia, and so on. Like all of like this is how we're gonna what do you call it? Take over the world. We're gonna, overpopulate you guys. Like we put strategic people and we let them, get babies. That's how Arabs do. In Russia, you have a limit, I think, like not a limit, like you have like such a lot.
Like, just imagine like if there was a limit, like what? A third child? Abortion. By the law, by the letter of the law, it should be abortion. So go abort.
Third child, let him go to the Petyorshka to work or something like that. So and they were all back to it. And I was like, how would I quit smoking shisha? So I thought, okay, the money that I spend on shisha, I'll throw it somewhere else. And suddenly I found out that they're all back to it. And I was like, hey guys, I'm back too. So it's so funny that I, switched between smoking shisha to almost smoking shisha and playing World of Warcraft,
Well, that's not the worst plan in the world, I have to say. Smoking shisha and conquering the world.
Well, worst would be, dictatorship, yeah, I agree.
Depending on which angle you're taking, you're looking at this, because sometimes dictatorship can be very wonderful for the person who is a dictator.
I don't think so, to be honest. I think a dictator is always in fear. Like imagine you have to buy the army's loyalty, some politicians' loyalty, and also the wealthy the wealthy loyalty, and the judiciary, what do you call it, bodies loyalty. Holy hell, I can't even buy eggs from a shop, man, and you want me to buy all of these guys? Do you have this? Do you go when you go like? This is so stupid. You go and you find like the eggs, and you're like, which one should I? Do you realize which one?
I don't, but what I do usually, because in Russian shops, they sell it like a dozen, if I'm not mistaken, in a pack.
10 and 20 or 30, yeah.
What I would do, I would be standing at the shelf, opening every single pack of them, like checking them.
Why? What do you check for?
The cracks.
What? Listen, it's not. What do you call it? It's not. What was the thing? Arbuz. What's that in English?
Watermelon.
Watermelon. It's not watermelon. I can't bring it. I go. Oh wait, this is bad because it's cracked. I don't get to how. Like I see people like open it. They look like what are you observing? I don't get it. And I tried to fake this to make that. Oh, I know because the old woman, the babushka next to me. They were all, opening. So I was like, I'm going to also do that. So I'm doing that. And I felt like a babushka so much, man.
And I bet that even those babushkas are like, I have no idea how
What
to
I'm
check
doing,
these
exactly.
eggs, but I'm doing that. Why? Because there are tens of other babushkas who do that on a daily basis. Oh, it's like, it's the same as checking the expiration date. Especially, like, I saw once a guy, he was standing at the milk shelf and there were only 2 bottles left and he was checking the expiration dates of these 2 bottles. I'm like, bitch, you don't have a choice here. You know what he did? He ended up taking both of them.
I tried the expiration thing. I tried also to do this. I look at the expiration and it's like, it will be in 5 days. And I was like, okay, but why are they checking everything? Because they're all going to expire like, not 5 days, like 10 days, 20 days, whatever. Like, why are you checking the others? I don't get that. You know what I do? I just go, I grab the thing and I piss off.
Exactly. That's what you need to do.
I don't care. Like, I once got chicken that's, what do you call it? Was it spoiled chicken? Is that how it's spoiled chicken? A chicken that smokes,
Spoiled chicken, does drugs,
like, ooh, I am French.
Hello, I'm chicken. I'm 14 years old and I already smoke and do drugs every day.
My mother gives me eggs. I don't know. So,
my mother gives me birth.
Gives me birth. I don't know what that comment is. But
me neither. Trust me.
Anyways, I bought it and it was messed up. Like when you open the smell, it was like so. What's this called?
Royal.
You go fart. That was what it was, man. Seriously, this was like holy hell. So
I didn't know that the dead chicken can fart.
Apparently, it was the spoiled chicken. You see, it didn't care. And what happened is that I called my mom. I was like, if there's a weird smell coming out of the chicken, does that mean it's bad? And she's like, how does it smell? Like, how weird does it smell? I was like, remember when my nephew just, did his thing when he was 1 in the middle of the room? And she was like, yeah. I was like, times 20. And she's like, it is. And here's the thing. And then she goes, okay, so here's what you do. You get lemon, you get vinegar, you wash it with it, you put it in the refrigerator, and voila, throw it outside the fucking window.
That's how they do that actually in the shops. All the goods that are near the expiration date, they just do the same thing. They rub it with the mix of lemon and vinegar. I think they put something inside of them as well, and they put it back on the shelf. And they sell it with a discount. That's how they usually do that.
My mom is a guru in this thing. Wait a second, was she always feeding us that?
I think that your mom was one of the people who actually do that. Who does that every time on daily basis.
How do you say? She's like a very resourceful woman. I have to say that, or else I won't be able to go back home.
Oh yeah, or else you wouldn't have so many brothers and sisters.
Oh, no. I have only 2 sisters, but I have trillions of cousins.
Oh.
Like literally we have so I have an aunt who's, so she's not only a grandmother, she's like, what do you call this? I don't know.
Great grandmother?
Gaia.
No, she is the grandmother.
Yeah. So she has a daughter. Her daughter had a daughter. Her daughter's daughter had a daughter, and her daughter's daughter's daughter had a daughter. So how many daughters I said? Just you guys guess.
Multiplied by 100, I guess, or something like that.
It's like 4 generations, I think. Like 4 generations.
Holy shit.
So, yeah. So I tell you, this is how we're gonna really, overcome everything. You guys think you think the Americans have our oil? They don't know that we have, we're going there to
I like it. You know how with the most people, it's like everyone has stories about a friend. You know, there is always that friend. A friend. We can do that into the camera, by the way. A friend. Yeah.
That was weird. I feel like a T-Rex going.
So everyone has a friend. Yeah. With Arabs, I always imagined like you guys have a cousin. You know.
Actually, that's basically what it is. Actually,
A cousin.
That's so funny. I'm gonna write that shit, man. A cousin.
Use it in the future.
No, man, you should use it. That's a funny idea, man.
Cousin.
Yeah. We basically have a cousin.
Yeah.
You know, and then everybody goes, "But you're a lonely child." You're like, "No, a cousin." You're like, "But your parents are lonely children." You're like,
there's
a
like
cousin.
And the music from the saw in the background. Ta-da-dum, ta-da-da-da-dum, ta-da-dum.
Wow, that was. Did I tell you a small story about that movie?
Sure, yeah. Go ahead.
So we had. So one day when we got this movie, we were watching this movie, okay, and our friend calls us. And he's like, "Hey guys, let's go out today." And we're like, "No, we're watching Saw. We just got it just came out. We're watching this. If you would like, we can we just started, so we can pause. You can come. We can watch it together." And he goes, "No, I already watched the movie. It's a great movie, but come out. It's my only day out. Let's meet up, and then you guys could go watch it another day." So we were like, "No, piss off, man. We're gonna watch it. We'll see you next week." So what he did is that he took a taxi from his place to my cousin's place, like to our place, and it was about I think it was a 20-minute taxi drive. And this guy never takes taxis, never. And he took a taxi. He's just he doesn't spend anything on transportation. He took a taxi there. He came to the house. So we had a sliding door. So he opened the sliding door and we saw him. He was like, "Hey man, come watch the movie." He's like, No, I need to leave. The killer is on the floor and he leaves.
You should have just rushed after this guy and kill him.
Man, believe me, man. No, man, he would have killed us.
No,
even if we rushed it, he would have killed us.
Well, but still.
Spoiler alert, by the way.
Yeah,
sorry.
It's been 20 years or something like
Seriously?
that. Yeah, it's been I think almost 20 years. Yeah.
What did you do 20 years ago?
Playing with a stick.
In Russia, you had the stick?
In the yard, yeah.
And I don't mean that in a dirty way.
Yeah. But seriously, still one of the best horror movies I've ever seen.
Is
like
it a
the
horror
first
movie?
Saw. Yeah, it's considered to be.
I consider it
And you know what I don't like about the next altercations, the sequels? Yeah, too much gore. Too much gore, too much blood. Because if you go back and you rewatch the first Saw, there isn't so much blood. Like the final scene where the doctor he actually cut off his leg. Yeah, they don't even show it to you. So they don't show you the meat, the blood, nothing.
Maybe that. I don't know if there's a director's cut. If you know, literally.
I think there is, but it still doesn't include that because the movie wasn't about that. The movie was about the plot, and no one saw that coming. The ending, nobody saw that coming.
Yeah.
I mean, I was fucking shocked when the ending took place.
Really.
Yeah. You know? So.
And 20 years ago, you were playing with a stick. 20 years ago, I remember this. This is so weirdly funny. Well, it's not almost 20 years ago. It's 9/11 2001. Okay. I was coming back from school. It was my cousin's wedding. So I came. I was like, we're going to have wear my, what do you call this? I don't know if we talked about this before. Wear my suit. Like, hey, I'm going to go to, a wedding and, party and shit. I know Arabs, we do party. I think that was what it's called.
At least in Moscow, yeah, they do, guys.
Yeah, man, they do. And I came into the house, and my father is standing watching Al Jazeera, watching the TV. And he goes, "We're fucked."
The best reaction that you might give.
And he just looks at me, and he goes, "That's your fault." What?
That's for you to deal with in the future.
Basically, that was it. That was his thing. Like that's your thing to deal with. And Berlin, we've been dealing with this for so long as Arabs, you know.
Oh my god! Yeah. Maybe one day you and I were actually gonna sit down and record something again? Political. No, something political.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, political.
Sure.
Episode.
Can you put a mask on me and
sure.
like some hair,
like a Guy Fawkes mask, you know, like or something?
No,
like
thank
this.
you. I would love like a Christmas tree mask where I'm like and a voice changer.
Yeah. I'll take the Gremlins mask, you know, but then everyone will be that's George Bush or something. Busted. Oh man, yeah, that was nice. 15 and a half minutes we've already been recording this, and
why you count?
I see that. I actually see that. Yeah, but still,
imagine if people count while they're having sex.
Oh my god, man, that's
like 30 seconds. Good job. 60 seconds. Nice. There was a book called I don't know whatever, and it was talked about, you know, having sex for 11 minutes. If you know this book, everybody apparently knows this book.
Like it's a standard or what? 11
yeah. That's the standard, you know, like 11 minutes. After it is too much. Below it is too low. And let's say I knew about this. And there's one thing when I was thinking about it. In the middle of, you know, having fun, I'm thinking, how many minutes have passed? Can you imagine? I felt, listen, I'm sorry to say this. I felt my penis look at me like, you fucking kidding me? And then it spat in my face. No, I'm joking.
but you know what? I think it actually can help you because if you're focused on counting and on the minutes, you know, you can go like more.
Go more?
Prevents ejaculation.
Go what? Deeper? What? Knee deep?
Fist dip. Oh my god, yeah.
Anyways, so
but I think that's a great introduction for the year in review.
So podcast. Merry Christmas,
guys. Merry Christmas, everyone. Yeah, we actually have a lot of things to discuss.
Okay.
So it's probably going to be a very long.
We're probably going to steer somewhere off. You know, just
probably.
An Arab here. I have like 7 opinions at the moment about the same thing.
Dude, I think, you know, because I'm going to upload this on YouTube. Yeah, I think like the first 5 minutes will not pass the checkup, you know, because like the first 5 minutes is going to be like hate speech can't be uploaded. I'm like, what?
We didn't do any hate speech.
We didn't.
What did we hate speech about? Cameras?
Yeah, nothing. No. YouTube, please don't. It's our first attempt.
Yeah. We'll go to Twitch.
Exactly.
Or not me. He'll go to Twitch.
We'll go to Twitch, live broadcast. Yeah.
No, seriously, what were we talking? I forgot what we were talking about.
We wanted to talk about this year, how this year actually affected comedy and stand-up comedy in particular, and everything else in general. Because, and what a year it has been, I mean. I don't know what about you, but for me, that just like flashed in front of my eyes. Yeah.
Slow as tomatoes. I wanted to say it was slow as fuck, but there was like 11 minutes is not that slow.
Yeah, exactly.
But what do you call it? I think the Mayans messed up. You know, they said 2012. Those bastards messed up by 8 years, man.
I mean, let's just say that for 2021, it's going to be really hard. It's going to be like a tough job to suck more than 2020 did. I saw a meme.
Oh man, I hate memes. They have like, you can't do a joke now. You can't get on stage without thinking, is this a meme?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there's a meme, but it's so funny. There's a meme where like there's like a gate and COVID is walking and it's like high fiving an alien. He's like, I've done my shift. It's your turn. I was like, well. Actually, if he or it or she, I don't know. Does it have a gender?
Z.
Bully. If it high-fived the meteor, I would have believed that, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. But since this is a comedy podcast, really? We talk primarily about stand-up here. Yeah, from time to time, at least a little bit. Mm-hmm. Stand-up comedy in general has been affected a lot by this year and everything that happened. Of course, the COVID, the pandemic, the lockdown, and everything that followed it. But the opinions are still pretty divided on the subject of how badly the comedy world was affected.
Is it okay me?
Yeah, it's okay.
Really comfortable. Okay.
Yeah.
I really need just a shisha.
You can take your pants off for as much as I care.
Actually.
But in this case, we will have to go to other websites for that, or I can just blur it out on the recording.
Blur what out? It's like it's Japanese. It's already blurred out.
So just a couple of tiny squares here will be enough, I guess.
It becomes 3 squares.
That's my best joke I ever pulled. You see, pulled. What I did there. Yeah. They're watching.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So, like I said, I've heard pretty divided opinions about how COVID and pandemic and lockdown affected the comedy world. And most people, of course, say that it was bad. Very bad. Yeah. But some people say it actually had a lot of good things as well. What do you think? What do you say?
I think it's mostly bad, to be honest. Like, but so here's the thing. In what way is it bad? For example, the clubs, they got like literally the clubs, let's focus right now on the clubs. They literally like they got it bad. A lot, like here in Russia, for example, because we're based in Moscow. One of the clubs got fined like about. I think it's how much was it?
It was 300,000 rubles. That was stand-up club number 1.
Yeah, someone said 300,000. Someone said 400,000. I'm not sure. So that's how much in dollars. That's like 5,000. It's not that. Is it 5,000? I don't know. You do the course.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. It's 5,000, 6,000. That's the extent of what the club. But if you take it on a specially made stand-up clubs, they got it bad. Like in the US, from what I saw, I think in LA or somewhere, they were all the comedians on Twitter, they were like donate for for the staff, because that's their only source, like their source of income. And some stuff in the US, they were about wages and so on. So yeah, for the clubs it got hurt. For the comedians, I think all for really experienced comedians, 15, 20 years, I think it affected them a little bit. But they switched to another thing. So I saw a lot of them, they started doing like podcasts. They went to kind of another. They didn't go like to a live audience. They went to doing podcasts. It was more for them, like two comedians talking, like same as right now, just two people
bantering,
shooting ideas and talking. I think, and there are other comedians like Patton Oswalt did something really great, which was he was like on his camera phone, and and he was like posting 1 minute, 2 minutes, and so on. It was so awesome. Christopher Titus, one of my favorite comedians. He's what he did. He did something really great. He actually like helped so many, like I think a few comedians do their own specials online.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. He helped them. And he did like his, there's a special, it's coming out. I think it's called Carrying Monsters. It's talking about him, his family and so on. He did it online. He did like a whole 50. I think the entrance fee was like between $5 to $10, if I'm not mistaken. So that was like a great thing to do, But if we check on the negative side, I think it affected people writing. Well, maybe.
I actually agree with you there. Yeah, I agree that the clubs suffered the most. Yeah, whether it's Russia, whether it's US or any part of the world, the US in particular, because plenty of cities and states are still on lockdown. Yeah, they still don't have live shows, and that continues affecting. Like imagine, like 7 months it's been. Yeah, I think about.
Sorry for interrupting. You know what's so funny now in my head pop? Do you know peep shows?
Yes.
Where you put like and imagine if there's like peep shows for comedians, like there's a glass window and a comedian like and a comedian comes in.
and it goes on with his
that'd
stuff.
be weird. Sorry, 7 months.
So Just imagine, yeah, 7 months it's been, yeah, in some cities and some states in the United States and in Britain as well, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like they're on a lot of them are on the brink of closing, which sucks because there are a lot of really great comedy clubs there. One comedy club in particular, I liked what they did. Yeah, so in the States, yeah, in America, there is a comedy club called Flappers Comedy Club. What they did during the lockdown, they conducted the shows. Yeah, they organized the shows via Zoom or Skype or whatever, online shows. Yeah. But the owners of the club, yeah, and the comedians, I think the two women, yeah, I think two ladies, they own the club and they also perform. They were physically present at the club. They had a huge like white wall. And they used the projector, you know, to basically air it live online. And I think that they even invited local comedians to come there, like not in huge quantities, like 5 to 10 people. They're like, hey guys, if you want to perform for the online audience, no problem. Get on stage. The camera will be directed at you, pointed at you. You can go on with your material. And that's what they did. And that was actually very great and very original. I really liked it. Yeah. But yeah. And again, like you mentioned, yeah, for more popular, more experienced comedians who have TV spots, you know, that, of course, the year wasn't good for them. Like, no gigs, no TV gigs, no specials.
I don't watch a lot of them, like the talk show hosts, like what's they called, Colbert, and like those the Americans. Like before, there used to be a comedian. They would put him in the middle of their sets, in the middle of
like late night shows.
Late night shows, yeah. I didn't see that in some of them. But I didn't watch a lot, so
yeah.
So like because these are the spots that many comedians aim for. Like
they like it's considered. I think that once you get invited there, you get noticed by everyone and people all of a sudden.
Basically, you do.
Yeah, like you make it, and people all of a sudden start throwing gigs at you, like paid gigs.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, but for less popular comedians, for the people who are just being on the uprise, you know, who are doing like the open mics and travel from city to city, if we talk about the States, that was a freaking good year. Like, I mean, it gave a lot of opportunities. Like you and me, for example, we used that because not only did we participate in the local online mics, that's still the show comedy organized, big thumbs up for you guys.
You know where to put them. Never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
That helped us actually get get to know comedians from all over the world, because we had comedians from America, we had comedians from Britain, we had comedians from
Malaysia,
Eastern Europe, Malaysia,
Malaysia, from Romania. I know Holland, from the UK. South Africa, India, man, this is such a great community, to be honest.
Yeah, it's great. And not only did we get the chance to meet them, we actually contacted them afterwards, and we're like, hey guys, do you do any other online mics, maybe in your area? Can we get there? And both of us did, because I think that you did a couple of online mics from the States.
I did with you, like a couple, and I did a few, one from Scotland, one from Malaysia, and there was like two paid, sorry. So much fun. This was so much fun, man. But the only thing that so what's great about it is, as you said, many comedians, not say lesser known comedians, you know, who are like they all like got together and they all got introduced to each other. And what was so great about it is that how comedians help each other. I loved that. Like there was one comedian. Her name is, if you don't know her, you should check her out. Her name is Juliana Heng. Yes. Yeah, from Malaysia. I'm sorry, I forgot. Malaysia or Indonesia, I forgot. One of the Jia countries.
I think Indonesia, yeah. I follow her on Facebook.
And the thing is, what she did, I think it was her. If it's not, sorry for whoever, but so one of the comedians, let's say, they posted how do you say this, like how about 10 or 12 online mics. You know, I was like, hey guys, if you want, these are there. So what I did, like, you could copy it. So I copied it, and each time I go to mics, and if someone asks, like, because you cannot put that like as a spam or something. If someone asks, I was like, I have this list. I got it from this person. Please, here it is. And if you can get, great, good for you. It was such a great thing for all of them to come together, all the comedians. Not only that, when we did the Steal the Show online mics, like we did like some open mics and the paid shows. After the open mics, we would stay.
Yeah, sit down and talk with the comedians.
It was so much fun, man. I never forget this. It was so much fun. But at the same time, it was kind of, like, you don't know, what am I doing? Like, for example, but it's so, how do you say this? Weird. Because I think because we live in Moscow, why I'm saying this. So, like, if you have a joke, a very specific joke, and
like you need the joke where you need to know the local context, the local culture, or
even
like
even for example, you could say some people take this joke better, like understand it better. So in my case, I had one joke. I make it every online mic I did. It destroys the people. Like, no, it doesn't. Sorry, bad choice of words. It makes people laugh. Like you can see them go.
Yeah.
And I do it here. Nothing.
Exactly.
I only get like the three foreigners, or like sometimes we get more. Only the foreigners laugh at it. The Russians who have like maybe a bit more of English knowledge, they go, But people who crack their ribs, it's only foreigners, and it's so disparaging. Yes, that one. It's so disparaging. Also, when you make online, but it was so much fun. Like, I remember at the beginning, the guys were like, "Guys, put your mics off," blah blah blah, and it pissed me off. I was like, I don't want that. Let's hear people laugh. And when the guys like gave me like the chance to host some of the online mics, I was like, don't let your mics on. I want to hear your dog bark.
Yeah,
I want to hear you go.
That.
I want to hear you go drink and go. Yeah,
I remember that. But the reason why I loved doing online mics as well, is because you like, not physically, but at least virtually, you can perform in different parts of the world, and basically you let people know that, hey, I'm here and I can be funny. Like, the weirdest and I think the best online mic that I did was Tokyo's online mic. They have an English open mic in Tokyo, and why I remember that is because it was 12 p.m. local time there, and it was 6 a.m. here in Russia.
Holy tamale, man.
I woke up at like 5 a.m. to do the show there. It was freaking amazing experience. I looked even more like a drug addict than I look right now. But that was actually pretty good. And there were actually some very creative people, some very creative comedians. I think you even saw the guy. I think, again, Indonesian he was. He took the full advantage of this, of the Zoom, like the background, the green screen and everything. And he basically, every single one of his sets that I saw, 3 of them, it was so unique. He would like show the videos, like the short promos that he did. He would change the background for the context of the joke. I was like, this is so freaking genius.
If you're trying to visualize, so here's one of the things that he did, because I was on one of those, I think. So what he did is that the Zoom background, you can change it. So he changed the background, and at one point he changed it to him singing, and then on the background it's him singing. And he was dissing himself.
I remember that.
That was, I was like, Hey man, kudos, man.
I,
That was
I,
nice.
I think I also remember one guy. You probably were at that show as well.
The one who wanted was taking a bath.
Yeah. So he started his set in the bathroom, like full clothes. Yeah, he was fully
Full work clothes.
Yeah, full work clothes, like a jumpsuit or a working jumpsuit or something like that. And as his set progresses, he takes off his clothes. He turns on the water in the shower, and he starts washing himself. I was like,
the bottom
forget the set. Yeah, forget the set. Just the idea, how he delivered it. That was freaking hilarious.
Another thing. So first of all, his lower half wasn't visible. Let's say.
Too
but
bad.
what he did was when he was doing his set. Why it was so amazing for me. So he was taking a bath. And he's talking about something entirely different. Like he's not even acknowledging that he's taking a bath.
Like saving nature or something like that. Yeah, to that extent.
He's not even. You get like it's when you get on stage with shorts and pink socks, and I know a devil's horn on you, and you talk about the cats and dogs. It's like people are like. What the hell is that? And you like, it's like, that's me.
So basically, when you're Nikolai.
Yeah. Oh, I love that guy. Man.
Shout out to Nikolai. Yeah. And
just 1 second.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, so here's what Nikolai does. Nikolai gets on stage, colored pink pants, a jacket, a yellow shirt, and thigh is it no not thigh high, no, that's too weird, really high rain boots.
Pink.
Yeah. And you're like, what?
Okay.
Yeah, and he just goes on his set without even like saying
Acknowledging,
anything.
yeah. That
he
I think
doesn't.
once he acknowledged that some guy tried to heckle him, he was like, dude, I'm dressed like this. I don't give a fuck. You can't put me down even if you wanted to.
Yes.
Yeah. But back to the online mics. Yeah. Now, I really hope that this format will live on. And it will be extended beyond the lockdown. Once everything gets to normal by the end of next year,
Yeah.
I think it will be. Yeah, hopefully. You're
a scientist now.
Yeah, something like that. I really hope that the online format of stand-up comedy will remain. Why? Yeah, because it's just a giant window of opportunity for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And just imagine, just a simple idea. I know it's probably very difficult to organize, but still, imagine, like, for example, if Fringe had something like an online stand-up shows.
Can I just?
Yeah.
There was an online. It wasn't a Fringe. There was an online festival, and I knew a lot of comedians who performed. But to perform there, you had to have, for example, like a YouTube channel, 150 subscribers on your YouTube channel, and but what's so good about it, it made so many performers I knew, like through the online thing format, do that. Try to expose themselves, and they were like asking people, subscribe to me on, I think it was I'm not sure exactly what were the criteria or what were the requirements, but it was a very nice idea. And there were people, when I asked them, how was your show, how was your festival, how was this, they all told me it was really good, really great. Of course. So you didn't have, like, let's say 30 people in the room, or 30 people, in a Zoom room, or like whatever room it is. You had like maybe 15, 20 people, maybe less than 15. If it reaches 30, then many of them are performers. Yeah. But I think why it's kind of good, weirdly good, like, like it's funny how the world works. What people are talking about now.
Yeah, exactly.
Ideas. And I think it's really hard. Well, it might be really hard or really easy to steal jokes.
Yeah.
I don't know about this. I cannot decide of which one is maybe harder, which one is easier. But if I think if you mess up, because I think one comedian messed up, and he was like, I'm sorry to say this, he was like on a shit list.
So he got caught red-handed stealing something.
Yeah. He was like on people's shit list. Like instantly, he was like, the people were like, this comedian, he steals jokes. That was a very interesting thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm just trying to picture this in my head. Imagine like a Fringe festival, for example. I'm talking about Fringe because Fringe is, of course, the biggest. Like you have people from all over the world watching you, like, and for example, take me for example, financially right now, I can't allow myself to go to Fringe. Even if it was right now, operating, so to speak. I can't, so, but I can apply to do this online, and just imagine this. Not only could people watch you online, you could even hold these shows where we have a huge like whiteboard and a projector and people in the live audience, as the live audience would pack the club, and then like your turn comes out and you're on the screen, all of these people can see you.
There was some places what they did the flappers, what it did.
The flappers come.
What they did is like it's like a small place, so they had chairs, they brought performers. They brought performers, and so they had a big screen, or like a projector, three-sided project, like one side, like three sides, and they projected the Zoom thing on them, the people. So it was like you're performing in front of these, like the same as you said about flappers, but they did that. The Fringe thing, it's if you go like online comedy festival, you will find. You will
nice.
find it was like really interesting. I don't know now if they do that, but what I know is there are a few online comedy shows going.
This is great. No, this is great.
They're still going.
I really hope that it will remain. This online comedy format will remain, because not only does it give a lot of opportunities for the comedians throughout the world, to perform basically in different countries. It will also open from the business standpoint, to the owners of the clubs, to the organizers. It can actually be beneficial for them.
Really? I don't think so.
I think you can monetize it. You definitely can.
Even so okay. So even if you monetize it, let's say like I think some money. How will you? I think the only way to monetize it is just to go, hey guys, this is my Patreon, this is my
something like this,
bank account,
something like this. I'm pretty sure there are some streaming platforms where you can watch the online broadcast only if you pay, or only if you're a paid subscriber. So something.
But
like
then
that.
Again, so like I'll give you an example. Like, who would want to watch me? I wouldn't want to watch me.
But that of course as well, the exposure and how you advertise this to actually get people's attention, that's a different story.
So here's why I liked it and I didn't. So for example, remember we did one in, I think it was New York or wherever, me and you,
Philadelphia, I think it was,
wherever,
or Chicago,
wherever. And when we did it, there were 50 people.
Oh my god, 50 comedians
exactly
performing. Yeah. That was crazy. And here I thought that Russian open mics were packed with comedians. So for those of you who don't know, Russian stand-up is such a great, but it's a crazy thing. In what regards? People are coming to laugh. Like, they know why they're coming there, and they will support you no matter what, even if your performance is not very good. But the number of comedians, one open mic in Moscow, Russian open mic, has approximately like 25 to 35 comedians per night.
The minimum that I saw was 15. The maximum is 30.
We did
15 to 30.
When we did Montes, I remember there were 32 comedians on the list.
32 performers.
One show. Oh my god! I mean, crazy.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
Yeah, you but that was but that one you were not performing in front of comedians.
Yeah, you were performing
in front of
people.
120, 130 people. In online, it's mostly like the only way for you to advertise. You advertise. Sorry, you advertise in front. You advertise to other comedians. That's your only way.
Yes.
You know, and you cannot tell the comedian, "Hey, man, bring two of your friends." Like a bringer show.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Like
I agree.
I get that. I think there are pluses, many pluses. But the greatest for me, the greatest plus is friendship. No, it's just
friendship. No.
Fuck that
Grow
shit.
up, yeah.
You know, what do you call these bears? The Teletubby bears? I don't know what they're called. The belly clocky. I don't know, the belly lighty bears. That's not freaky at all. Yeah, out of a Saw movie, man. So. No,
Hello, Abed. I want to play a game.
I want to sleep. you remember the movie The Ring?
Yes.
I was
the Japanese one.
yeah, man. And I didn't sleep.
Yeah.
Whenever I went to bed, I would look up and I would see the girl on top of my. I was like, okay, now I know that I don't like horror movies.
Asian people, are, I think, the best in terms of making horror movies. Everything horror.
I think, you know what's so funny about their movies? Well, I'm weird. They go to the max.
Yeah, nobody survives basically at the end. Everyone dies.
Like, okay.
Like every single time.
If an American movie has 10 minutes of blood, a Japanese movie has about 2 hours and a half of blood.
Yes, exactly.
They go to the max. Although sometimes the plot goes, you go like, huh? But it's, well, it's not as good as Indian movies.
No, of course, yeah. But that all comes from the culture, because they have a lot of, how do you say that? Not suburb stories, but
urban
stories.
legends.
Yeah, urban legends. Yeah, they have a lot of fucked up urban legends. Like if you take a look at the list of Japanese urban legends, you would realize that like some person was just walking in the street, and he was thinking of the most fucked up shit that you can imagine, and then somebody wrote it down, and then they made a story, which then became a movie. It's crazy, like really, like some.
Well, it's not that it became a movie. It's all like it's a legend. Like it's all like, what's so funny? If you look at legends in general, urban legends, whatever mythologies, you can find that they're all kind of like not taking from each other. They're all connected in a way. In Japanese and Chinese, they go on holy hell level.
Yeah.
And in Indian. But if you want to watch a South Indian movie. That's I forgot. So you have Bollywood and there's another something wood. Not It's, man, you're gonna laugh. You're gonna be like, wow. These guys, there's no physics in India.
No. Contactless fights.
There's no physics. They're like what like for guys who like they're genius, no, not geniuses. They're really like into tech things. You're like, you guys, why do you not have any physics? I don't get why the bullet just shot 5 people. And it just made tea for itself. I don't get that.
I remember I was watching one Indian movie when I was a little kid. And even back then, like there was a chase scene, a car chasing scene. And at one point, like there are several stunts. Yeah, supposed to be stunts when the car jumps over the bridge or something. And like in the first scene, like you can see what's happening inside the car, like intense driver looks. Yeah. Then the scene changes from like how it looks like from the helicopter view. And you can see that these are toys, like literal toys, like toy cars on a toy road. And like they're shooting it as if it is like action scene.
That's a metaphor for life. Anything from a helicopter. If you have a helicopter, everything you see is a fucking toy.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. Does that make sense?
Low budget movies sometimes, not sometimes, they often feel like that the sarcastic genius shot them.
So what if I'm guys, it would be great for you to comment on this and correct me if I'm wrong. You see, it's not that it's low budget, it's the culture itself. I'll give you an example. So about hijab, like in Islam, as a Muslim, like having a beard in this, You see this okay, this is laziness. I should shave it. But the thing is, at one point, the hijab, the beard, everything, it becomes a part of your own personality, of who you are, of your culture, of everything. You know, it's not about religion. I'm just putting now religion on the side. In India, those movies are part of India.
And they're doing big time. Like they're so popular.
Yeah. So they're like I'll give you an example. We went to India, and in India, one of our friends, oh man, I hate him for this. He made us go to the cinema to watch a movie. The movie was called Doom 3, not Doom 3, Doom 3. I know that probably Doom means something, but I never asked because it was so the pronunciation is funny. Doom, you know. Water. It's just like so. You know. So what happened is that there's a scene in the movie where a bike is like it was a Fast and Furious movie, you know, but it was bikes in India. That was basic, or not even India. It was in New York. I don't remember. I remember one thing when they did the stunt. The hero did something. Of course, there's a character in the beginning who shoots himself, and the whole movie I was like, why did he shoot himself? And nobody said, like, you're like, what? So, anyways, never mind. Sorry. So what happens is that they jump from a building, and the bike has wings. You're like, where's the the tail should like? I started like going like. Yeah, I'll accept that. I'll accept that. Okay, I need the wing of the bike so to see it, you know, being able to move.
Inspector Gadget.
So now you're gonna get that song stuck in my head for I hate you for this.
Enjoy your time with
Fuck
that
off.
song. I mean, you've been complaining all along that you have voices in your head. Let there be music in your head for once.
You see, they sing. It's not funny when they all sing different tunes.
Now they're going to be singing Inspector.
Exactly. This is much worse. So what happens? So again, back. So they jump. The bike has wings, and then they go on a boat. I didn't get it. Like they go from one building to the other, and they land on a boat. So the moment they land, there's no sea, by the way. There's just a boat, and they land on the boat. And they land. The whole cinema, like I mean, we're sitting there, and the whole place, theater where we are, they go, wow,
like at the Olympics.
You gotta say, yeah. It's like your team just won the fucking World Cup. You know, and I'm like, wow. Well, to be honest, it's like Arabs cheering for Real Madrid or Barcelona.
For Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, well, no, like it's amazing. They're like, why are you cheering? Like, and they go like really hardcore. Like I don't mean that in a sexy way. I mean like, don't you say anything about Real Madrid. I hate Barcelona, or the other way around. Wow. And the whole time you're like, you know that these guys don't know that you exist, right? But anyways. So they go and people go wild, and I'm just there. It was like, and that's when my friend looks at me. And Akil Saeed, if you're listening to this, you're fucking awesome. He looks at me and he goes, "This is why I brought you here." I was like, man, I get it. It's one
just
of those
the energy. Yeah,
it's one of those things you can't feel unless you're there. So he didn't say. He's like, let me wait.
Yeah.
You know,
it's, you know, I'm really sad sometimes when, for example, I miss some shows, some open mics, and then you tell me that, man, it was so awesome. And I know how it feels like when you have to be there to witness this moment, you know, like
exactly.
It's never duplicated.
To be honest, I'm gonna throw some salt more on your wound. I think it was 3 weeks ago or
audience interaction show. Man, son of a bitch.
We had a show, an audience participation show, where like we would do stand up with improv, and we mixed it together. And man, you missed that. It was like, I was like, wow, mind blown by the performers, all the comedians. They did so well. It was so amazing. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah, one of these things that you actually need to be there to witness this, or else you're missing a lot of stuff.
That was so great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like we were talking about this and then we referred to it.
Yeah. But going back to this pandemic and comedy, how even the big time comedians, like you mentioned Titus, what he did, most of them took the opportunity of that. Yeah, so that shows you how creative they are.
Yeah.
Two people who stood out for me, yeah, were Jimmy Carr and Mark Normand. Because Mark Normand, if you're not familiar with this comedian, just Google him. Yeah, he's
YouTube.
awesome. If you think, let's just say that Titus is your favorite comedian, probably. Yeah. Like, if you think that Christopher Titus has very little time in between his punchlines, watch Mark Normand. Like, that guy, he just, I don't know how his brain functions.
Yeah.
But he's awesome. So what he did, he has a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And when the lockdown started, late March it was in the United States, he made a clip when all the clubs shut down. He made a video where he would actually go to the street, and he called it like Corona stand-up or Corona comedy, something like that. The video is called. So in the video, it's like 5 minutes long. He goes around the streets.
Yeah.
He comes to people and he goes like, "Hey guys, you want to hear a coronavirus joke?" And he had like a list. He wrote several jokes about COVID, and he was coming to people in the streets, interacting with them and telling them these jokes. And it was hilarious. Like, the guy just made it with this.
For me, it was Patton Oswalt. He did something. So he got out from his house. I think it was his daughter or his wife. They were filming him on a phone, and he was doing stand-up. In front, there's nothing. It was him standing on the, what they could say, porch.
Yeah.
And that's it. He's just standing outside, and he's just talking, and he's self-isolating, bro, like really good. Well, he's just saying, he's like, "What's with this COVID-19? I didn't meet COVID 1 to 18. It's like, I butchered the joke. It's just an amazing thing to watch, man. It was, and there was one which was all the famous comedians. They made it was I'm not sure which app they used. So what they did is they would do a 1 minute joke, and then they made it into a huge compilation.
Wow.
Is it compilation or compilation?
Compilation, yeah. Okay. Compilation, yeah.
Compilation. But it's compile. It's not
But
compile.
compilation.
So I don't know why we're going there. Yeah. so they made, and it was like, I don't know how many comedians. It was like each one of them does a 1 minute joke, and it has to be topical. For example, each one of them has to do like a 30 seconds, 1 minute joke about COVID, 30 seconds, 1 minute about family, 30 seconds, one minute about like feminism, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, this is so good.
This is great. No, I like it. I like such stuff very much. Yeah. That actually one other good thing that happened during the online shows under lockdown. Yeah, because when we had our first online shows here, in my head I was thinking like, I gotta write some jokes about doing this online, you know, like, because how can you not? It's just because really, whether you like it or not, but the online format of performing is different from performing in front of the live audience. And in my head, I was like, I need to take advantage of that. Yeah, write some topical jokes, for example.
So I'll tell you something funny about that. So when I did my first online, it was thanks to the guys from Steal the Show. They were like, it's like a paid gig. I was like, great. So I was like, how can I do it? So I had to fix, like, I remember, thanks to Igor Monday, he was like, there's an app, you can turn your phone into a mic and so on. So I did all of that. And I was like, okay. And I was so nervous. I was like, what the hell am I going to do? I talk to myself. I never talk to myself in front of, like, you know. So I got my shisha, and I was doing my set while having my shisha. You know, I was like, oh, it was like people are interesting. But here's the problem. My laptop decided to update.
Windows as usual, yeah.
Yeah. So here's what happened. So my set went like, my name is Owaysi. As a airport. You know, this is exactly what it was. And I did 15 minutes. Now here's the thing. I did 15 minutes. 10 of them was that. It gets worse. I didn't know. the whole time I was like, I'm doing that shit. They're laughing. It's great. Apparently, it wasn't. It was so fun. But I ended on a laugh, so that's a good thing.
I remember what kind of setup I had, because I had the USB mic here, so it was okay. But the setup in general, like I wanted like a monotone background.
Yeah.
So what I did, I put the ironing board couple of boxes onto it, the laptop atop, right in front of my curtains, and I stood there. Now I used to live in a different apartment when that happened, yeah, and like right from the left to the left of me there was a bed, and my wife was pregnant at the time, and she used to lie on the bed like most of the day. So she's lying there and she's listening to me doing all of these jokes and
God.
laughing my ass off into silence.
Wait a second. Let me get this straight. You're in the bedroom.
Yep.
And she's there.
Yes.
And you're doing stand-up.
Yes.
And you're still alive.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes I doubt, but
she loves you apparently, man.
Yeah, probably. Or she was thinking like, I want to kill him, but who's gonna take care of the baby?
Yeah. Oh, it was right when you had your baby.
She was 6 months pregnant at that time. Yeah.
I thought she was gonna go like, I want to kill him, but there are too many witnesses on it. People saw him alive the last 2 seconds.
At least one person. Yeah.
Although if she killed you, to be honest, let's be honest, if she killed you right then and there, she would be fucking famous.
Yeah. Imagine the headlines, and a pregnant wife kills a comedian while doing online stand-up show.
It's that's that. Wow.
That would be, you know what? That would be an appropriate death for a guy who does comedy.
Well, yeah, man, you'd be like, what's his name? Kurt. You kind of look like him.
Who was that comedian? Remember the story from last year, I believe. Some guy, an very experienced comedian, but not very popular. Yeah, he was about 50 years old, maybe even older. So he had a stroke and he died in the middle of the show, and like he played it up to the end. Why it was like I want to say it was funny, because as he's performing, he starts having this stroke, and he can feel it. He's like fading away. And so what he does, he bends over a little bit, he grabs his chest, then he takes the mic and goes like, I think I'm having a stroke right now, and wouldn't it be funny, guys, if you decided to come here on a Friday evening after a hard-working week, only to witness a comedian die in front of you? He played it up to the end.
Well, I think you told me about this. Yeah. Well, man, I don't know what to say to that, to be honest. Well, I'll tell you something. It's not, of course, as hard as that one. There's a performer, a comedian, Will Anderson from Australia. This is an awesome comedian. I love this guy. Every year he puts out his special, a new hour since he started.
Wow.
And I don't want to say it's all funny, but he's like really, really awesome. So he has a problem, I think, with his joints.
Okay.
So he can't bend over. He can't. So he gets the bottle of water. And sometimes his joints are so weak he cannot even open a bottle of water. And he was making a joke about this, and then there's a bottle of water right in front of him, and then he goes to it and he tries to open it and he can't. And the audience think it's a shtick. It's like something that, that he's messing. He actually can't open it. And then the audience start realizing he actually cannot open it. And it makes the laughter, makes the whole thing about it so great. It's just, and the special is there. His name is Will Anderson. I think it's 2018 or 17. It's the whole thing, how he talks about it. Talks about, how he can't go to the gym and so on. And it's so hard for him to do that. And then to open that bottle of water. And he's like, he messes. He's the same. He's like, what if I can't open the bottle? And he actually can't. And and he gets a bit of a shame, and you can see it. He's like, "Oh, I can't," and then people start, laughing and it's amazing.
Imagine how uncomfortable this situation could have turned out to be for the people. When they're laughing, they think it's a part of the act, but then they realize, oh shit.
Yeah.
Are we recording this? Yeah.
Are we getting a refund?
Should we pay more?
Yeah. So, but something back to the online thing. The beginning. So, what was so much fun about it? It was the beginning when it started, because nobody knew. Like Zoom just blew up because, bad choice of words again. Zoom just blew up.
And on the topic, it's such a great story how some people can get a lot of profit from this, because not a lot of people know, but Zoom as a software has been on the market it's not the first year. It's been about five years since it was created, but because Skype was dominating the market, nobody just was able to compete. But Skype is a piece of shit in terms of online connection. Like everyone knows that. Zoom is much more stable and has better audio quality.
Yeah, and it spies on your PC, so it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And then like they have this, the pandemic started. Yeah. And all of a sudden, for I think like about 2 months, the guy who created Zoom, the creator of Zoom, he went from like middle class engineer or programmer, just like that, to a like millionaire.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Definitely. Yeah. I will tell you something. So, what's so fun about it was at the beginning, because people didn't know how to use the program, what programs to use, and so on. So there was a funny part. Stuart Goldsmith, great, English comedian. He's really great. So, anyways, he does something called Comedy Sofa or something like that. So he does stand up. He invites comedians. They do their thing. So he didn't know what to do with Zoom. Mm-hmm. Like how to do, like, for example, let people in, and anybody who would connect instantly would connect. Okay. I hope you see where this is going, because it's so fucking funny. So what happens is that, and he put the address, on Twitter, the perfect place to put that thing on.
Especially when you have several thousand followers.
Yeah. I mean, if he put it on, I don't know, man, on troll.com, on 4chan, it would have been much less, So he put it on Twitter, and people started, like I was there, I was watching the thing, and you would see people enter, and like everybody's watching, and then suddenly one of the screens, pops, and it's a guy, fat guy, masturbating.
You see, that's how good of a comedian Stuart Goldsmith actually is.
Yeah. Even while you watch him and masturbate, that's how good he is. So
people get a hard edge from his comedy.
You can slap him. So what happens that? So this guy, so he freaks out. He's like, "What the fuck? So he starts, checking. I think it's on Twitch. I think you can find that in March, or in the beginning of April. That show. It was like the first or second show that he did online. And he found a way to remove it, and he's asking people, "Hey, does anybody know how to filter, make it like a waiting room? Yeah. How to do the waiting room?" And while he's saying that, another guy comes in, and his penis is on the screen. This is so fun. And then he freaks out. He's like, I'm gonna kick him. And he kicks he kicks him, and it's just keeps pouring in until he realizes how to do the waiting list. So then then the comedians start. So he's gonna call the next comedian, and the next comedian is on the toilet. Because they had, I think, someone in their family, and they didn't want to annoy, so they're in the toilet doing their set. And I was like, this is gold. You can't.
This is gold, Smith.
This is
so I guess
if you do another pun.
I guess so much for all those jokes about doing Skype interviews, with your in your underwear.
Did you see that Macron was in his underwear when he did the speech thing?
Yes.
So it's not just a meme. It's he
It's
actually
not a
did that.
meme. Yeah, it's actually like that. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Oh my god, this is so freaking great. No, this say whatever you want, but in terms of comedy and entertainment, this lockdown and pandemic in general gave us a lot of funny moments.
And a lot of dead people, to be honest. But sure, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and lots of dead people. That's true. Lots of dead people as well. That is true. Yeah, I briefly wanted to go back.
I wanted to say shout out dead people. That was a bit weird, no? Sorry.
Yeah. Considering your face, yeah.
Can you see how much he hates my beard? I know because he can't grow one. Like, look,
Yeah.
you know that his beard is like you can remove it with with an eraser.
Yeah.
It's just, he just did it with a pencil. Anyway, so
Yeah, I'm not the one who shaves in the morning and has the same beard in the evening.
fuck off.
I remember you once. I saw you clean shaven. I think only once in my life. I was like, "What? What is this?" Not who's this? What is this?
And exactly. I looked so young. They actually didn't let me in a comedy club. The bouncer knew me. Okay, and when he saw me, he's like, I can't. But he's like, do you have your passport? I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, thank God.
I know a couple of people who have the so-called baby face. Yeah, you're one of them when you're clean shaven, and Arun is the other one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because have you seen him clean shaven?
I think maybe once, and I mistook him for a penis.
He looks 17, a 17-year-old penis. That's.
This is what this podcast is about.
Yeah. Forget we said anything. Yeah.
Shout out Aaron and dead people.
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
Anyhow, but back to the topic, I wanted briefly to go back to.
What topic?
Yeah. The one I mentioned that people took advantage and did something entertaining. Yeah. During the lockdown, like I mentioned, Mark Normand. You mentioned Patton Oswalt. Yeah. Jimmy Carr did actually something really good. So he had a series. I think he ran it for about a month or two, which was called the Little Tiny Quiz of the Lockdown, which is basically a pun of one of his talk shows.
Yeah. It's not a talk show. I think it's like
it's a
game show.
Panel show, or something like this. So what he did basically, he wrote down a couple of questions with comedy context, and so the segment was divided basically into two parts, where the first 5 questions were general knowledge questions, so like serious geographical or historical questions, and the second part were these like entertainment sphere questions, like a comedy movie. Do you remember the actor? Something based on a pun, for example, was also there. It was very interesting because my wife and I, we were literally waiting every single evening for that.
Nice.
Because we actually loved it. It was really good.
Was it live?
No, he just he recorded several of them and he just released them every single evening. That was freaking interesting. That was something I never saw coming. That was really good. Like, hats off to him for doing that.
Yeah.
And for a lot of reasons, on a personal note, lockdown is one of the reasons why I actually started doing the podcast, because I was in the middle of the lockdown. I was sitting at home and I lost a couple of my students because of that. Yeah, one of them was sacked at a job.
Okay. I thought you lost them. I was like, oh man.
No man, lost.
No, you mean like they were like
laid off. One of them was laid off. The other one got his salary cut. And I was looking for some part-time job. Yeah. And I found a gig doing
Never mind. Yeah.
And I found a gig doing a voiceover. For a YouTube channel. Yeah. Translating and voicing the videos in English, and they paid well, so I bought the equipment for that. Yeah, the mic, basically everything that you see here. Yeah, I bought particularly for that job, and within the time I was like, you know what? wanted to do something like a podcast for such a long time. And now I actually have all the equipment.
Yeah.
Why don't I do that? Because still, I'm trying to stay at home. I get out very rarely, only to do like the shows, for example, like twice or three times a week. And I don't even go to the shop because online services are so great. And I was just
spoiled.
Yes.
Egg.
Yeah. And I usually have most of my classes, online classes, at the weekend because I work with adults mostly. Yeah. And I was thinking, like, how can I kill all this time? Yeah. So you're gonna joke about porn or something like this, right?
I remembered how. So I live with like I have some flatmates. Okay.
Yeah.
So one of my flatmates, we kind of played a game, which was there was an app that said, in your area, who has been identified as gender neutral. No, sorry, who has been identified as COVID corona positive, And the funny thing is, we started playing a game to guess which is the next house or the next building. And we're like, it's here. No, next time it will be here. And it's like, so every hour she would like, come. There's a here. It's a weird thing that we did. Man.
You know how ironic is that I checked. I read several gaming articles here. Do you know what game was the most popular during the lockdown? Plague Inc. Remember that game?
Oh, yeah. Well, remember, it's a few years ago. It's not like a really
They
old.
made a coronavirus expansion.
Plague. Yes.
I was like, oh my God. Yeah.
So weird.
This game has never been more relevant than right now, I think.
So weird, man.
Oh my God. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I think. So to sum up, summarize, in regards to how comedy.
Okay, sorry.
How comedy was affected by COVID and lockdown this year. I believe that comedy in general, in terms of live shows and comedy clubs, they were badly affected, of course. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of clubs got closed. And it's horrible. Yeah.
And one weird thing. So remember when we did the store, like we did the stand-up store Moscow with Yulia, Arun, and Igor.
Yeah.
Good performers. See the setup of the tables. So they were like a meter and a half or 2 meters according to whatever. I still don't get it. It's the same for me as don't go out after 11, but you can.
Yeah.
What?
But what do you do? If I do that,
as if not only that, like as if like COVID sits like smoking a cigarette. It's like, what's the time?
Exactly.
It's not a werewolf. So. As if werewolves are true. So, anyways, so what was so funny about performing live in a live stage is that like when they did this seating, so you would tell a joke, and the laughs would be like ha 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 ha. It's like so weird that you're like looking. Okay, wait, what?
I think that we cut that recording, of the show, and we actually added these laughs. I think that we will get a musical.
Yeah, exactly. I was actually thinking the same thing, like an accordion. It was so funny, man.
My name means lunch in Russian.
We should do like a bad joke to make them go boo. To keep ha 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 boo boo ha.
Oh my God,
man.
this was so much fun.
Sorry. So you were summing up. Sorry.
Yeah. So for the comedy in general, for the clubs, for the people who work there, for the people who run the clubs, it's of course been a horrible year. Yeah. But for the performers, and I don't mean like big time performers who get TV gigs and stuff. Yeah, that was, in my opinion, of course, bad. Because you cannot replicate the live audience online. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. But in terms of getting more shows, doing more shows, like around the world, quote unquote around the world, online, in terms of writing more stuff, checking your material, reviving your older material and refreshing it, I think that was actually a pretty good year.
I used to have I used to know a guy, let's say, who would a cousin who would have a map.
Here we go again, that cousin.
Who would have a map of the world, okay, and each girl he would have sex with, he's like, okay, so I did from Spain, I did from, so, and I've seen performers, not my cousins, I've seen performers do that. So they're like, I finished in the not finished in that was a very weird phrase. No, like I performed, Berlin. It's not working. My mind is too dirty. I did stand up in Scotland, in UK, in you get to Portugal, Brazil. They're like, I'm ticking off these countries, and it's kind of a weird thing. I think, to be honest, I'm kind of how do you say this? So there's something weird about it.
Yeah.
So here's what's weird about if for people who are watching, there's something called a false positive in comedy. It's when you think a joke works, but the audience are so warm. They're just listen. There are sometimes audience where you get on stage and you say exactly this: table, chair, leg, penis, tomatoes, mic, stand, whatever, and they laugh.
Yeah.
So that's like a really warm audience. And it just happens. It's a great thing. It's a great thing to have. It's a great thing to go with just a story to check if these guys laugh at everything. So if they laugh like at certain points, that could lead to somewhere else.
Yeah.
So, but what's the problem with this is that when you do a joke and you think it works, I think online they're more. It's so funny how the disparity of it. I know I had a joke that's shit. It's bad, but it's funny for me. And when I do it online, it gets people like it. It actually gets a laughter, and I'm not gonna say like an applaud, like a huge laughter, but it gets a good laughter. There's no way this joke works on a live audience. No way. It's bad, and it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's Russians or tomatoes or I'm doing it to a wall. Nothing will laugh at it. So sometimes you get like real. It gives like false positives to you.
Yeah.
At the same time, you could use it in a different way. Like when I did 2 online mics, I went with completely just stories. Just a story that has nothing to do with anything to check, is this funny or not? I didn't get invited back. Because I was asked to be funny, and I decided to go. And this is such a wrong thing. I shouldn't have done it. I'm a dipshit, but it's me. And I didn't work. Sorry, I did it, and I got. Oh, they laughed here. They laughed here. Because it's easy to record. They laughed at these points. Okay. Then I started like rewriting it, making it better, and it's still shit. So anyways, that's it for me. Like you get what I'm saying, like it gives like kind of false sense of I don't know, security. I don't know.
I understand what you're talking about. Yeah, because it's very easy to get tricked into believing that you wrote a good joke and that your joke works. Because
now, and the problem, sorry for interrupting. Yeah. And the problem is now on online so when on stage you get like your perception is a bit different.
Yeah,
you hear them, you hear your recording. Apparently, there's no one in the room, so it's kind of. But online, they actually laugh.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And they go, this is great. And then you go off your laptop, computer, wherever, and off camera, and you go do it in a live show, and you're like, holy shit.
how shitty can it be? Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I had a couple of such jokes which worked only online. I have no idea why.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Yeah.
But hey, keep them. They might work. I'm not gonna lose those. I'm not gonna throw those shitty jokes. No fucking way.
Yeah. And it's actually funny how it works because jokes that I wrote in the past, it's kind of so here's the thing. Before we had the tournament, that last comic standing, the week before, or a couple of days I think before, we went to Jim and Jack's for an open mic.
This is the third time you say this story, by the way.
Yeah. I know.
He did the set. It wasn't great. I'm gonna it wasn't great. That's it. Continue.
Yeah, and I used the older jokes.
Yeah.
So I thought, I remember them working in the past. So I'll use them in the tournament. And I remember people were laughing at those jokes in the past.
Yeah.
And at that show, like you said, silence. You could hear a pen drop. On the other hand, recently I dug up my jokes from like a year and a half ago, which didn't work. I remember them. I thought that, okay, they have potential. I'll leave them. I'll come back to them later. And I used them like a couple of weeks ago. And people just bursted into laughter. The joke about coffee and McDonald's, I was like, how does this work? I have no idea. Probably.
Don't tell them that you don't have an idea.
Yeah.
We do have an idea.
Oh my God, yeah. We don't, I guess the times, the perception, the circumstances.
Don't forget something that you, me, everybody, you grow up as a performer. You've been performing.
Yeah.
So it differs. Like you talked about the beard. I remember I had I had a joke about my beard, and it didn't work 3 years ago. It didn't work at all. It never worked. I did it online, and it just got ha 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 ha. I did it offline. It gets so what happens? Well, sorry, before the online. After I think 2 years, I kind of just popped in my head. I was just getting on stage, and someone in the audience had an awesome beard. I was like, man, your beard, my beard, they can be brothers. I don't know. Is beard male or female? Never mind. So
neutral.
So what happened is that I got on stage and I saw that beard and I just talked about this. And people burst into laughing, just an applause break, like a big laugh. And thank God I recorded it. Then I realized, it was my delivery.
That changed.
Yes, you gotta say, you grow up. That's why, when someone who just started performing, you're like, okay, some people just start, they come to me and ask for advice. I'm like, don't ask me now. Ask me later.
I think who was that? You told me the story of a comedian who told this story. Yeah, that some young comedians came up to him.
It's Stuart Goldsmith.
Stuart Goldsmith.
When comedians
come back in 5 years.
Yeah, he tells them, come back in 5 years, then we can talk.
Yeah,
because it's stand-up comedy is something. It's the only thing that you actually have to. So no matter how prepared you are. No matter, you could be super prepared, you could know everything, how to get on stage, where to put the mic stand, if you know what I mean, how to grab the mic. This is too dirty. How where to stand exactly, how to tell a joke, how to deliver. You can do everything, and it still fails, or it works and then it fails later. Because nothing can prepare you. It's the only thing that you have to practice.
True.
The same as, not good. Should I do stand-up comedy is like sex?
Yeah. Oh, son of
I know.
Yeah, but you're right about that, and there is one other aspect to it, which I noticed about myself. So, you have been telling me, I guess, for the past 2 years, stop rehearsing your material before you get on stage. Shut up. Stop walking around, don't repeat it. Relax. And every single time that I would be relaxed, in the past, yeah, I would fail. Like I would have a very bad set.
Yeah.
On the contrary, every single time that I'm like fucking nervous, like I get nervous so much I want to take shit. I have a very good set. And
by the way, when you said I want to take shit, it means so much different than I want to take a shit.
Shit. Sorry, yeah.
I want to take shit, on breakfast.
Yeah, on breakfast. Yeah. Yes, in Russia we like to take shit for breakfast. Yes, hard shit for breakfast.
I hate this accent.
I know.
I hate it. Anyway, sorry, never mind.
So yeah, but about a month and a half ago, I just went to the club, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was so freaking tired because I have a little daughter, and it tires you.
Stop blaming her. It's you're playing Cyberpunk. I know that.
90 hours I have spent in that game. I still haven't finished it yet.
Nice.
Yeah, that game is so freaking good.
Okay.
And I was so freaking.
All the PS4 guys now hate you so much. Sorry.
Yeah, and I was so tired that I just couldn't bring myself to be worried. I just couldn't bring myself to be nervous. I was like, fuck it. I know what I'm going to say. I'll just get there and I'll say it. And I get on stage, and the moment that I get on stage, usually something clicks in me, and like the energy, there is the energy boost. Yeah. And it just went so well. The same thing happened at our Best of 2020 show.
Yeah.
I wasn't nervous at all. Like I got on stage and I was just go for it.
The thing about rehearsing, so I don't think it was 2 years ago. I think it was a bit less. But maybe I said like don't rehearse, just write like at last line. So about rehearsing and not rehearsing. I think at the beginning, rehearse. Know your thing. Know everything. Every bit of your jokes. Know where they will laugh. What will you say? After a while, like once you get comfortable with telling that joke, that's my whole idea of it.
Mm-hmm.
After that, don't rehearse it. That's in my opinion. Like when you get to you can rehearse it all the way to the club. Then at the club, sit down, or like go outside, like talk. Just leave it. Your thing. You know what you're gonna do. You can write your set list. It's fine. Like it's not a taboo thing. It's an amazing thing to write. Your set list, and then like when you get on stage, you can put it on the paper and so on. But why I'm saying like because I own, like for example, why did I tell you? Because I remember one thing. You had a joke that I knew 100%. You knew it. You knew exactly every bit, every reaction, everything on it. And when you get on stage and you do that, and then someone in the audience kind of reacted, and you not about like it's about you, about me, about everybody. We all do this, and you can't react to that thing. And for me, I thought it was really funny. If you reacted,
but I didn't.
But it was good. You didn't give them like again. This is stand up. We talked about this in the first episode. You never knew what. There's no right. There's no wrong.
Yeah, true.
But the thing is, like when you're rehearsing, when you are tunnel visioning your own jokes, you can't see around it. Why do I tell people like who have been performing for more than 2 or 3 years? When you get, don't rehearse your jokes. Chill out, write the sets. You already know it. Trust in your material. Because when you get on stage, you actually might improvise something.
Yeah.
And if you rehearse too much, you're so fixated on the script, on the teleprompter in your brain.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You're so afraid of it. Oh, I might miss it. And it loses this kind of, sometimes it loses this authenticity of a really funny thing.
That's true. That is true. Yeah. And you can miss a chance to add something funny to your joke. And when I was thinking about it, I was, because this situation with rehearsing so much, being so worried before going on stage, that reminded me of something. And I just couldn't remember like what. This situation seems very familiar. Yeah. I know the feeling, but where did I get it? I used to get to see, the same situation at university right before the exam. When you're standing in the hallway and there is a queue of students who are entering the room one by one or in packs of like 2 or 3 people, to take an exam. and there are bound to be a couple of people who would be running around saying, "Oh my God, I don't remember. You wrote this. I didn't write this. Oh my God, I need to revise. revise." And they create this sense of panic.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, nothing gets into your head a couple of minutes before the exam. Yeah, you will not memorize anything.
I think it's 30 minutes or to 1 hour.
Yeah.
That's when your brain stops. He's like, "Fuck this shit."
Exactly.
I'm gonna be in what do you call it? In the Bahamas,
Yeah. And the only thing that they do, basically, the only two things they do: first, they create the sense of panic all around them. Yeah. And the second thing is that their brain becomes like a huge dumpster, because they might have had all the facts, like all the material that they learned on the particular shelf. Now it's just like, fuck the shelves.
Mixed. Yeah.
And that's the exact feeling that I was getting there.
Will this be on the dish on the thingy?
Yeah.
So
No, it's okay.
Now, like, imagine someone. Sorry, just 1 second. I'm sorry. My mind is like everywhere. Someone like driving a car, listening, and then you go, it's like tick tick, clap, and they're like, "Holy hell, man!"
Exactly. Yeah. And so when I finally realized it, it became much easier for me, So now I tend not to rehearse right before I go on stage, and I feel more confident and comfortable before going there.
That's the whole like think of it's like for me. I love it when I watch performers. Even there are some performers who I really don't like their jokes. I don't think they're funny, but to be honest, for me they are comedians. It's. But anyways. I really like their presence on stage. When they get on stage, you can feel that it's like some. But then, when I see like a performer go there, you can feel that they are so, what do you call it? Nailed to their
one
place,
particular spot on stage.
Not like to that spot, nailed their thoughts here. It's not about walking on stage. It doesn't matter. You don't have to walk on stage. I'll give you an example. Some performers, what they do is they have their phone, and while they perform, they look at their phone. What they don't get is this. So this is for me. Okay. So this is why if you remember when some people, when they host, especially in Russian, they say this. Like the host, he says, "Oh, these guys, they have written jokes for you to laugh, and so on." I don't like that. I don't like to tell the audience these are jokes already pre-written.
Mm-hmm.
I like to say they have their own stories. They made them in joke. They made them in joke form for you, or like their own stories, their own anecdotes they want to share with you. So blah blah blah. Why? Because sometimes. And not even sometimes. I think, for me as an audience member, I don't want to know that you prepared the shit.
Just make me laugh. I don't care how you do that.
Yeah. I don't want, like, you see, it's this thing that if I think that you're coming with this on the spot, this is why if you watch or when you watch Bill Burr, you can never think that he's prepared this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
He never see it.
He doesn't sound
just
like
a guy who's complaining, baby.
The same thing with Jim Jeffries. He also
exactly
is the type of guy
all
who
the professional
sounds like
comedians
that. Yeah.
watch it properly. All of them, even Seinfeld, everybody who who has written jokes. But when you watch, you're like, this is so fucking smooth.
Yeah,
this guy's just he's just talking. This is why sometimes I said this is why 17,000 times now. If you're playing a drinking game, drink each time I said this is why. I lost my train of thought. Probably my camel of thought, but who cares? One thing, like for example, when you get on stage. Some comedians like to greet people. Like, "Hello, how are you? You know me." I fucking hate that. But
in my head, I always picture like every single comedian that gets on stage and says, "Hey, hi, how are you?" Like, I picture Abed in my head taking out a rifle and just shooting them in the head.
No. With let's say a toy rifle. Fucking hell, man.
You're like, I want to make you feel the pain, but I don't want to kill you.
What I think is, how would you greet a guest that you have that comes to you to your house, or when you go to someone? You know, sometimes instantly at the point they get on stage, I feel, fuck off.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't greet a human being. This is why, like, if you come to, you know me, you came to my place, you don't have like, oh, for fuck's sake, it's you.
yeah, exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's usually how it's like how natural you can be. When the moment I tell that you're gonna tell a joke, it stops being natural.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have a joke which almost doesn't work. It only works in front of foreign audience, where I talk about I compare Russia to another place, and I once did that. I was asked to do like some kind of a presentation about me coming to Russia, blah blah, and all this. And when I went there, at the end of it, I was talked about how I came to Russia and all this. And at the end of it, someone asked me like, "Why did you decide to come here? Like, what happened exactly?" And I did that joke, you know. And there were like about 30 people, 35. The room just exploded. Why? Because in their heads, and I'm sorry for ruining this for you if you're listening, and I hope you are, because this is an awesome podcast. For them, it was, he just thought up of this.
He just came up with this on the fly. Yeah.
Yes. You get the feeling how it is.
I get it. Yeah. No, it's really good. And there are, because I'm still a comedy fan, you know, I'm a part of the audience. Whenever I'm not on stage, whenever I'm in the room, even waiting for my cue, I listen to other comedians. I am a part of the audience. And there are a lot of things that can disconnect me from the comedian. What you just talked about being one of them. I hate when comedians constantly look at the phone. You know, like no problem with giving it a look when you forget your joke. You know, oh, where was I? You know, like this. But then you constantly hold your phone. That kind of disconnects me from you. I don't know. I think it's something that. So in Russia, I'm going to go a little bit into the brief history of one particular genre of comedy in Russia. There is such a particular genre on stage, as satire. Now, satire is a very huge phenomenon. It's everywhere.
It doesn't exist.
Starting with literature and going in, and on stage we had a lot of satire comedians, as they are called. They would get on stage and they would have tons of papers, and they would read from those papers. So they wouldn't be acting, you know, they're just reading from that. And in my head, every time I saw that, I was like, and I understood why people were laughing, but in my head, I'm like, why the fuck should I listen to you? Just give me those papers, you know, I will read that.
Yes.
That for me always disconnected me from and when I saw stand-up, I think that for me was part of the appeal. I was like, wow, the guys are going there 30, 40 minutes and they're just out of their heads. They don't need any, any tips. They don't need any phones, any papers. You know, they're just coming out with their head. They know what they're going to say. And that what always fascinated me about stand-up.
You know who's unique? So fuck, this is so unique. Mitch Hedberg. So here's the thing about Mitch Hedberg.
Hats off.
Here's the thing about Mitch Hedberg. If you read his jokes, a lot of he was amazing, mind-blowing. But if you read his jokes on Wikipedia, YouTube, whatever, like YouTube, like on whatever, you will go, oh, okay. It's his delivery that was amazing, you know. It's his rhythm. He had it's amazing. Now the thing about the phones, I agree with you. It's like you're holding the phone. The audience is looking at you. One, let's take it from a comedian standpoint, not from the audience. One, you're losing 2 to 3 seconds looking at
your time
because. How big is the font that you have? You know,
Maybe even more, because if your phone got blocked, like shut down, gonna take the time to turn it off, then to find the moment where you stopped, where you need, and that's
like, what was I talking about? Beards in the metro on women. What the, where is it? You're gonna be scrolling. Where's my thing? Another thing that it makes it so you're in front of the audience, and then you go. Now imagine this is a person and you're sitting with someone
talking.
And this person is talking. They're like, and they pause and look. Instantly, you're gonna flip the table.
Yeah.
Unless you want to have sex with them, then you're gonna wait.
You're gonna take it.
You're gonna wait a little bit and wait for them to get drunk. But it's kind of thing. And
see what you mean. Yeah, it's true.
But the one thing I say, if you're gonna use your phone, if you're gonna use a paper, if you're gonna use, there's a comedian. I love it, Jack Dennis. He does something really funny. So he writes
all over his arm.
And he makes that into a joke.
Yes, these are my jokes. Yeah,
he's like looks at it. He's like, because of his this is amazing for me. Why I say this, because if you're gonna have paper, if you're gonna have, if the audience already knows you, that's different.
Yes,
but in an open mic setting, you have to make this. If you can include it into your joke, that would be great. If you can't, at least write headlines. Don't look at everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just a small tip for you. I should go. I forgot. I haven't written my dumb tips for like 14 more than 14 days, or 20 more than 20 days. So
shame on you.
Yeah, honestly, shame on me, because I that's it. I have no more. I have 42 tips.
I ran out of tips.
Yeah, I'm just gonna recycle the tips.
You can just like post to be continued. Wait for another 5 years. I'll get more experience. I'll come up with another 42 tips.
The thing is, what was I? Oh, if you're gonna write the tips. If you're gonna write your set, write them in like one line, then 2-3 spaces another line, 2-3 spaces another line.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And color them. I saw Sergio. He does this really nice thing when he colors that. He does that. On the phone, if you color them, that way, if you're gonna look at your phone, if you have to, great, it's fine. Just you go, you glance, then you go back. You don't go.
And read it out. Yeah,
you're not freaking Terminator. You're not cocking a shotgun.
Yeah, I usually do that in the form of tags. I'll just write tags.
Yes.
A child in the metro. Yes. Okay. I know what the
child in the metro. What the fuck? Imagine someone finds that on the street.
Oh my god!
My god!
Child in the metro. Oh my god! Call the police.
A child in the metro, and put a price tag.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Yeah. Oh my god. True to that. Yeah. So we kind of discussed that. I wanted to finish this with one more segment.
Yeah, sure.
You watched some comedy specials this year, right? From the comedians.
You want the truth or its cousin? So the truth is, one, maybe two, the whole year. I didn't watch it. I stopped watching.
I know the reason why. Let's be probably because what we discussed.
Playing World of Warcraft.
Playing World of Warcraft, and then again, when you get into stand up, when you do it on a weekly basis, for several years, and you watch other comedians. Like I used to watch a lot of stand up. And to steal jokes. But now I very rarely watch any comedians, because again, I know that if I really like the joke, like a couple of months later, I will be sitting, the idea comes up in my head. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea for a joke. And it's just my memory remembered that joke of that comedian. And as a result, I'm like, fuck, I just wasted like some minutes of my life writing a joke that already exists. Not very good stuff. So that probably part of the reason
that's
why.
part of it. And another part is like Like, for example, if you would recommend me, I would definitely watch something. So yeah, before I used to look for like comedians, thing like, oh, where's the comedian, where's the thing, but now I stopped. Now some comedians, I don't like this, but it's a valid thing to do. I think. I'm not sure. I'm not an arbiter on on comedy. It's depending on everyone. They watch other comedians and they take, for example, the idea. You know,
Yeah.
if a comedian is talking about Europe, about France, let's say about the Eiffel Tower, then then like the comedian will go, "Oh, I have a joke about the Eiffel Tower." Oh, it's great. I don't mind it. What I kind of mind is not you. I mean, like, is the comedian doing that joke, but then changing it to Leaning Tower of Pisa.
basically stealing the joke, but changing
that's the problem.
Ingredients.
This is not stealing.
Plagiarism.
I don't think so. That's the thing. That's the funny thing about stand-up.
Let's just say that it's an asshole thing to do. I think
in my opinion, it's a minus thing. Yeah, it's like because I've seen like really good performers. I really like them when I get on stage, But I've seen I was like, come on, man. This is like a copy fuck. Like it's almost a cut paste.
I remember that was
cut paste.
Yeah, copy paste. Yeah.
No, not copy. Cut, because they cut like. So what?
No, it's a cunt paste.
It's the third time he does a fucking pun.
I think that I'm pretty sure that was the main reason why you got a little bit pissed when that entire story with me stealing came up, because you were angry at me, but you were angry for a different reason, because you told me you are a funny fuck. Why do you need to do that?
No, that's not the reason. No, I will tell you why. So I get why you were doing that. Why you did that. I get it. You see, it's here's the thing. It's fine to fall. It's okay. So here's my opinion on that. Okay, this is the first time I'm gonna fucking talk about it. I think, I don't know.
Exclusive, nice.
It's not a fucking exclusive. The thing is, you know me. I told you stop fucking talking about it.
Yeah.
Because that's it. It's in the past, and now you're fucking great. You're like, let's be honest. So when that happened, I get why that happened, because we all fall into that. Nobody doesn't. Nobody's fucking perfect. We all fall. It's the pressure, the peer pressure, the comedians. You want it to be like, not you, like a person wants to be included in the community.
Yeah.
So they would find anything. And the one thing that what happened, I remember when that happened, I remember saying this, and I don't like saying this. I remember like me and another comedian. I shot. Awesome, I shot Arun and dead people. So I don't know why the fuck I said that.
That sounds like a Mexican holiday, actually.
Yeah. We were like, okay. He fucked up. So what? You don't like he didn't lean like what? He didn't blow up the world, man. He didn't kill your mothers or do anything to them. Although some of you wish he did that. He was like, it just happened. He fell. We can help him get back up. And even if it happens like not with you, with anybody, man, just own your thing. And when you owned your thing, I was like, okay. And I remember after it, I kept to you. I was like, that's it. Just don't do it again.
Yeah,
that's all you have to do.
Yeah. True.
That's all you have to do. Like you won't die, man. I won't like fuck Kirill Stoke. I hate Kirill. Oh, fuck off. Are you friends? Why are you friends, or are you just people who knew each other? If a person calls themselves your friend, then they should shut the fuck up and support you. In Arabic culture, so there's something that I don't like. which is like so. I think it's also in every culture. It's me and my cousin against a foreigner, like an American.
He said American by accident. It's just an example.
No, I didn't.
Nothing's behind it. Shut the fuck up. Now it's hate speech. That's it. Now it's hate speech.
It's not, man. They should stop, finding freedom juice in my country. And I don't know. And then like
This is the best quote ever. They should stop finding freedom juice in my country.
Yeah.
Abed Owaysi.
Yeah. There's a funny idea about the freedom juice. It's I did that joke. I did the joke about it about I fucking hate this. About 3.5 years ago, and then last year I hear a comedian do that. Yeah, and it pissed me off so much. But I don't want to say I don't have monopoly over the two words.
Yeah,
and neither does he.
Not copyrighted.
Yeah. So what happened is that 1 second. Yeah, me and my cousin against the foreigners, and me and my brother against my cousin. You get
nice combo.
Yeah, because that's like how it works. So if you're with your like brother, and there's your cousin, and your cousin fucks with your brother, I'm like, for me, I don't like that. Mm-hmm. I think who's in the right, who's in the wrong. There shouldn't be.
Who's an asshole in this situation?
In all religions, in all the natural laws of the world, whoever is wrong, whoever is right is right. So in that case, what happened is that if people call themselves your friend, and you slipped up 17 times, I don't give off. You can slip up 35 times. I won't treat you as a comedian.
But as a friend.
As a friend, that's much different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what pissed me off and I shot at that time. We're like, what the fuck? And it's not he did. You can support, you can do the guy is good, blah 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 blah, and all this. Yeah. So that's my 7 cents about
nice
this.
Thanks. The one thing I'll say, and we will move to the closing segment, is that what in hindsight, I don't have
I have no idea what in hindsight means, but I know
looking back
that here's the thing. I know Hind was a helicopter in Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, which you had to fucking destroy, and the motherfucker survived anyway.
Yeah,
love that game.
Yeah.
So in hindsight, basically, I don't have any anger right now towards that situation, how I got treated and stuff, but one thing that still pisses me off is that I've had some people who were criticizing me for that, and yet several years later I found them doing the same thing. So hypocrisy at its finest, but I digress, so to speak. Fuck, I finally said this word correct.
What does it mean? I digress. Does it mean like you're digesting something?
It's like moving forward or moving forward from
I always thought it meant like putting something down. Or is it like putting something down? I don't know. It's never
like moving away from the subject. Let's go back. So regarding the specials, because I watched some specials this year, which I'm pretty grateful, because some of them you recommended, and they were freaking awesome. But I'll tell them a little bit later.
Okay.
Wanted to ask you, since it's New Year holidays in Russia, it's going to be like 10 days of holidays. And people need to do something, and watching a comedy special is not the worst thing you can do. If you were to recommend like 3 comedy specials to watch, what would they be?
I hate you. I hate you for that question. So Christopher Titus, Love is Evil, definitely. Fucking hell. I have no idea. Mark Norman's. I'm sorry, I forgot. I think Out to Lunch. Out to Lunch. Yes. Out to Lunch. That would be the second, and the third. I would love to say Titus again, but no. We should go to someone else. Well, the guy is fucking awesome. The third one, I really have no idea. Like, because, so here's the thing. Those two, I would recommend them to actually everyone, no matter your taste in anything.
I agree. I watched,
no matter your taste.
I watched both of them as well. That's
You will
just
love.
a masterpiece.
Yes, but I cannot, for example, I don't want to say Bill Burr because I know people have like different tastes. I want to say Louis C.K. because people have different tastes to Louis C.K. Who else? Bill Burr, Chappelle. People have different. Like some people say, why is Chappelle funny? You know, and for me, he's like a legend and so on. But the third one, oh man, that's such a fucking tough question, man. I get a dvoika on this. I get like a failure.
Well, you can take your time, because I actually also have a list. Yeah, I wrote down 5 specials which I watched this year and which I would recommend.
He has 5. What the?
No. I'll tell you why. Because you already named 2 of them, so that leaves me again with 3. So
you're a fucking psychic.
Yeah. I'm first of all, I'm very grateful to you because you convinced me finally to watch Christopher Titus, and my wife and we watched it together. Love is Evil. That is fucking best special. That bit about, yes, I stabbed you, but have you ever? That freaking phrase, because my wife had a similar kind of experience in her previous relationship. She loves this bit, like she loved the entire special, as well as I did. And we also watched the second one, which since you don't want to recommend it, I will recommend it. The Neverlution. Neverlution. Now, it's more of a... he adds more politics, I would say, into that.
Can I just a little bit interrupt? So here's how Titus works. So Titus has every 2 years to 3 years, a special comes out. One is personal. The one after is political. So
this one is political.
So he had the first one, Norman Rockwell is Bleeding. That was about him. His family. I'm not going to say anything. Just go to his YouTube channel, watch it. All of his specials are for free. He's something awesome that he did.
So thank you, Chris.
Everything he did, all his specials, he put the ones that you get on his website. He put them all for free. Imagine a man that's like hats off.
He's crazy, but hats off to him.
And so the second one was the 5th annual End of the World, political. Third one, I think it was
Love is Evil.
Personal. After it, Neverlution, and so on.
And so on. So Neverlution, I'd recommend you watching it. It's a 2011 special, but trust me, it's relevant even today. Like, very good. A lot of social topics, more than political, I would say. But still, you are gonna enjoy that if you like social, political topics. There. The second one, so basically what you mentioned, I also wrote down Out to Lunch with Mark Norman special. That is like the best. That is what stand-up comedy, in my opinion, and I guess in your opinion, should be. Like a joke every 10 seconds for 50 minutes. You don't believe us? Go watch it.
On YouTube, you can find it for free.
Yeah, exactly. Comedy Central channel, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
But still, the second one that I'd recommend, and another one that I watched this year, is Jim Jeffries' 2020 special, Intolerant. A very good special. Like the previous one that Jim Jeffries did, which he recorded in the UK, I think, was not what you would expect from Jim Jeffries. That's why I think that a lot of people didn't like it. But this one, The Intolerant, it's like classic Jim Jeffries, an improved one. Like very good, very well structured. Topics, of course, are just timeless. You know, what he talks about is timeless. And again, it's Jim fucking Jeffries. You know what to expect from this guy. Plus, that's on the personal point. Still, the best comedian to pull a shit joke, a 20-minute shit joke about shit, a literal 20-minute bit about shit. He's probably one of the only comedians, if not the only comedian, who can make it funny.
That's as much as it takes me to do stand-up. Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah. And the final one, it's not this year, but again, but it's the from the previous year. And again, I watched it based on your recommendation, but you didn't recommend me the special. You recommended the comedian, Gary Goldman, The Great Depression. Go watch it. Now, it's not your typical special. It's more like a stand-up / documentary about his life. The name speaks for itself. Honestly, for me, this last year, but I watched it this year, It's, for me, that and Love is Evil is at the same level, but they are completely different because Titus, he basically makes it like Mark Normand. Christopher Titus, Mark Normand, they do the same thing in terms of writing
Joke
jokes.
per minute, you mean?
And stuff like that. The Great Depression is it's not slightly, it's very different. It has jokes, but more importantly, it has these ideas which flow into jokes, which make you actually think about stuff. That's why I really loved it. Very difficult to call it a special, a typical comedy special, like I've already mentioned.
By the way,
but that is a very good thing. I definitely recommend you watching it.
That's something funny in comedy. It's when like sometimes when I'm writing a joke, so it's so funny. On Sunday, I did kind of like a small club thing, and I did one joke. So I will tell it here because it's funny when your joke reveals something or lets people understand something. And it's funny when people not only they don't get, they try to like, oh, what this? So like, remember, I got this line from one of the comedians. I asked him like, what's better, this or that? And he said the like this other line, which is, I'll say it now. It's like, I say like, Russia is the best country to be depressed in, because if you're depressed, if you're feeling down, just get out of your house, and your depression just goes 180. Not like let's say the feeling goes 180 degrees the other way. Just go anywhere. This country is so much fun. It's just I'm sorry to say this. Like, I really go to the metro just to smile. You will see everything. Yeah. So yeah. Man, I'm losing my camel of thought. What the fuck was I talking about, Bilad? I forgot what I was talking about.
The joke?
The joke. I forgot where I was going with it. I was following up on your thing, and
when I talked about that some jokes can make you think about something.
Oh yes. Yeah. So I'm doing this, and what do I mean by this? This is the best country to be depressed in. My idea of it is this is a great place to be in, because some people actually are afraid of Russia, of Moscow, of whatever. And my idea of that joke, the whole thing, of the whole bit, like before it was, this is the worst country to be depressed in, to be honest. And I was thinking like, it's not that funny. It used to get a laugh. It's a good entrance joke. It never. Then I asked Igor Monday. I was like, "What do you think is funnier?" And he was like, what's this?" And he's like, "Oh, use the best
country."
Yeah. Because it's a great game. If you do comedy or if you don't do comedy, it's a great game to play with other people. The game is called "Is This Funny?"
Yeah.
So yeah, and I did that, and it gets an awesome, like a huge laugh from the beginning. But my whole idea of it is that this is a great country. Now, I did that, and someone came to me. He's like, no, this is a great country. This is the best country ever. And he thought that I was bashing the country.
Yeah, I get it. People get offended so easily.
I don't know. It's fine to be offended, but the idea is that then he was like, "Oh, you should say like, wow, why should people be depressed here?" He's like, "You didn't get what I'm saying, but it's fine." But other people might get that. Yeah, this is a great place to be in. You should look forward to come here and watch it. I don't know if now or later. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is some of it. So when a joke teaches people something, for me, that's great. a joke is funny. It doesn't like have to be. You're not a lecturer. You're not in a TED talk. Which doing nothing. Although TED Talks do something at least. But the thing is, if there's a joke that makes me think, I'm like, holy hell! Well, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
I hate you for making me think.
exactly.
And the last special, you finished with your special?
Yes, yes.
The last special, I would think. Blaine, that's such. So there are many, but there's one which stood out with everything. It's James Acaster. I forgot the name of the special. It's his first. It's not even a special. So it's a 4-parter, 4 50 minutes part, and
Let me actually Google it right now. Yeah.
Yes, please.
To just see
James
what was
James Acaster.
James Acaster.
Yeah.
Let me see his filmography. Do you remember what year it was?
Either 18 or 19.
18 or 19. Okay.
Just
repertoire. Mm-hmm.
Netflix, I think.
Yes.
Repertoire. So it's 4 parts. Each part is loosely connected on the previous, and it has so many creative things. He's doing. Oh, I'm sorry. Put James Acaster on the side. Sorry, a special to watch just to laugh. 100% fresh Adam Sandler.
Oh my God! man. This is what I'm gonna watch on holidays. Like I have a list of what I want to say or what I want to watch.
Yeah.
And this was the second I think on my list.
Yeah.
Because out of nowhere, Adam Sandler comes out with a comedy special.
He used to do comedy.
Like he used to do like all of them. Eddie Murphy used to do stand up. Like,
well, Eddie Murphy is one of the guys who you could say started like one of the guys who like enforced for the black community.
Yeah. But he was. Guys, you talk about people who basically, drew this path. Laid this path.
It's a path.
Path. They say in Britain. Yeah, path. Yeah.
Path.
Who laid this path to modern day stand-up comedy?
Yeah.
George Carlin, of course, being one of them. Eddie Murphy is definitely.
Yeah. Of
like
course.
that first special that he did.
Yeah, delirious.
Delirious, where he was wearing this
the
jacket,
red,
the costume, the entire costume. That was half.
So Adams. Here's why I would recommend again those three. Those three anybody could watch. Although they're like if you're gonna watch with kids, like watch it. So those three anybody could watch. Those three are so entertaining. They're both just comedy things that will make you laugh. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're like Adam
to
Sandler.
have a good old time laugh.
Yeah, Adam. It's not so. Titus always has an idea in his specials. Okay, Adam Sandler and Mark Norman, their specials was just, hey guys, I'm gonna make you laugh today. And that was so fucking amazing. There's no like big reveal. There's nothing. It's just laugh. And that was why I fucking loved it. Yeah. So Christopher Titus, Love is Evil. Mark Norman, Out to Lunch. Adam Sandler, 100% fresh.
Yeah,
definitely.
Exactly. Very, very nice. And for the comedians that you can watch out for too, because I think that they're who are already kickstarting, to become very popular after years of hard work. I would actually pick out 3 of them: Joe List, Sam Morrill, and Dan Soder. Like those 3 guys, they are not quite popular as of late, but then Soder became very popular after a bit about Russian accent.
I think they are popular, but in their own sphere, because they don't do stand-up in the sense. They're just...
they do. Dan Soder, Sam Morrill, they are full-time comedians.
So, for example... I think they write more than they get on. No,
they are working comedians.
Okay. No.
Joe List, maybe. Yeah, Joe List, maybe, but Dan Soder, Sam Morrill, definitely. Yeah. Those are the 3 guys I would recommend.
I'm sorry for interrupting. They're not up and coming.
they're not up and coming, but I didn't say up and coming. They're kick-starting to become popular, like very popuor.
I think they're already popular.
Not quite. Because for Mark,
this is gonna be like another hour right now.
Yeah, for Mark Normand, the year that he actually became very popular, I'd say is 2018. Like the second half of 2018 is when like millions of people learned who Mark Normand is. But before that, for 9 years, he had to do the shows, do the open mics, and he was featured on a lot of like good quality recorded shows for YouTube, for TV, and so on and so forth. Yeah, these three are the same. They are just right now. Millions of people are starting to learn who these guys are. So yeah, and they're pretty fucking hilarious. Like so, yeah.
Interesting.
All in all, I'd say, man, I don't know. Let you say some words of encouragement to anyone who's listening,
really,
and watching this. Yeah, look into the camera.
A pessimistic. What was it? Yes, you want a pessimistic Arab to say words of encouragement?
Dude, a pessimistic Arab or with words of encouragement, or Vladimir Putin at midnight on the 1st of January.
Definitely Vladimir Putin on the 1st of January doing a recorded thing.
Yeah.
So
3 months ago.
So you want me to say words of encouragement? Why don't you kill me? So
I like you. I don't.
Hey man. So 20. What the fuck? So here's the thing. 2020 was bad, but it's still not that bad. You're still alive. Fuck, man. Enjoy your thing. Enjoy your life. Enjoy whatever you do. Don't be a dick to anybody, especially animals, because people will fuck you up. And one more thing about comedy. What should I talk about? Comedy. So if you didn't know, we will start Steal the Show. Comedy will start in on the 13th, I think, will reopen on the 13th of January. I think that our first mic will be either on the 13th, I think.
The 8th, I think the guys posted in the chat that it's going to be.
Probably the 8th then. Sorry for that. So it will be the beginning of January. I'll be happy to have you for dinner. Haha, never mind. We'll be happy to have you guys to make you laugh. But here's the thing. 2020, it was a really weird year, but here's the thing. You came out of it. I think if you come out from a hardship, you become much stronger. I hope you're all stronger, because I know I'm not. I hope you all came out stronger. And hopefully in 2021, it won't be that much worse unless Bin Laden resurrects. Although he was a CIA operative.
Yeah.
So never mind. So really happy holidays. If I never saw you at the beginning in 2020, you're fucking awesome. If I saw you in 2020, you're fucking awesome. I don't know who awesome is, but stop fucking him. And it's just a shit joke. I know, I had to say it. Okay, fuck off, man. Say it.
I just said that you meant Mike Awesome, the porn star, or something like that.
Wait, is there a porn star called Mike Awesome?
I doubt it. Okay. But maybe there is.
I'm taking that name, man. So anyways, happy holidays for all the comedians who performed in 2020, performed with us, performed abroad, performed like all over. You guys are fucking awesome. You can't imagine how much it's great to make people laugh in that weird time, in that, like, for some people it was shit time, and stand-up actually got them out of their shell. For all the comedians we performed with, again, I hope to see you in 2021. I hope to see you and the comedians we performed with online. I hope to see you in 2021. You guys know that you have a home in my ex-whorehouse, which is my apartment at the moment. So welcome. Kirill, I hate you, but
thank you.
You know, he has a daughter now. So guys, you really have to, cheer for this guy. Watch this. And, that's it for me. Happy holidays, happy new year. And see you never. See you whenever.
see you in the Neverland.
Yeah. Fuck! It took me 5 minutes to just.
I'm such an asshole. Yeah.
I hate you.
I can just join what you just said. Yeah, that's been a very difficult year for a lot of people, and I have a lot of friends who got problems at their jobs because of pandemic and stuff. But still, yeah, this year is over, so fuck it. Let's go into the next year. For me, this year has been like a roller coaster. I had a lot of things, sad and happy. My dad passed away, but on the other hand, I had my wife and I, we welcomed our daughter into this world. Very productive year in terms of comedy. I think I've never written and worked and performed as much as I did this year. And I actually carried out something very useful from the pandemic. Because this podcast is
the virus.
Yeah. This podcast actually started as one of the consequences of the pandemic for me.
When was your daughter born? Was she? Don't say just September
2nd. Yeah, September 2nd.
So she's not a COVID child.
No.
Oh God damn it!
Yeah. So yeah, and to every single person who came to the shows. Everywhere in the world, and to our shows in particular, thank you guys very much. You're making comedy be possible by coming, enjoying the shows, laughing with us. So hopefully we'll see even more of you again at our shows in 2021. I also want to thank, I think that you will join Igor, Monday, Oleg Denisov for giving the platform in Still the Show Comedy Club. Guys are doing the amazing job, and hopefully that next year will be even better. And to every single person who has listened to the previous episodes of this, who's listening right now or watching this on YouTube, thank you very much. I haven't...
Can I make a quick shout out?
Yeah, sure.
Mumsy, David Munoz, Sergio Garcia, Adrian Nero, Luba something, girl Alice something, the Snigurishka, Kirill Voronin, Igor Monday, Oleg Denisov. Denisov or Denisov?
Denisov,
whatever.
In Russian.
Vasily Medvedev, Sasha Maloy, Alexander, Sasha Dolgopolov, moi. I'm forgetting people. 1 second. Holland, Malaysia, UK. I'm gonna fuck everybody.
Cuba. Fidel Castro.
San Francisco. Who else? Did I forget people? There's a guy, Arseny, Daria Polkina. I'm just trying to name every person who we performed with because you guys made me fucking laugh. It's really hard. Andrei Yezhov, Yulia Arnautova. I'm gonna name everybody, my friend. Who else?
Go for it.
Have?
Michael Bohr.
Yeah. Americans. We said Sergio. Tyson from Africa. Yes, that's his name. Africa. Who else? Did we forget people? There's also another Kirill Kuznetsov.
Yeah.
Ilya something. I'm just naming now every performer who performed with us in 2020. Matt Price, a guy who made a small podcast, was fucking amazing. You guys just really made 2020 much easier for this dipshit. So thank you all. I love all of you.
Yeah, and since we're doing also the video version of this podcast, this is going to continue. Every single episode which we will record in the future will be recorded on the video and uploaded onto our YouTube channel before the Punchline. I will leave the link to this video and to the channel in the description of this episode, in our groups of Contacti on Facebook, on my Twitter, and in the description of the audio version of this podcast on all the podcast platforms. So, like they say, like this video and subscribe, guys. We're going to be posting not only the full versions, but also the highlights.
And Natalia Karczmarek.
Yeah. We're going to be posting her as well. So we're going to be posting also highlights from the previous episodes and the new episodes, the most interesting moments of the podcasts. So thank you very much for being with us this year. Hopefully everything will be much better in